Hi lovelies, it's Brianna. So today we're going to be doing a tag video. It's kind of a random tag and I'm going to be watching the viewfinder a lot. I say this every video. My camera likes to overheat on me and I need to watch it to make sure. So might have to split this video up into two parts. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, the tag is 50 questions you've never been asked. So I'm just going to answer these questions. We're going to see how this goes. If it works, you guys will see this video. If it doesn't, you won't see it. So there's that. So we're going to get right into it. Number one, what is your favorite candle scent? Currently, my favorite candle scent is the South Beach Suntan candle from Bath & Body Works. Favorite scent. It smells like, did I say that weird? It smells like sunscreen. That's what it smells like. And for some reason, I love the smell of sunscreen. Number two, what female celebrity do you wish was your sister? Can I change this? Like, instead of my sister, I wish I was related to Jessica Lange. If you don't know who she is, you need to, so I'll let you, figure that out on your own. She's amazing. I would love if Jessica Lange was like my grandma or like my aunt or something. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, yeah, if she's my sister, that'd be cool too, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Jessica Lange. I guess that's the answer to that question. I love her. Look her up. You'll understand. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Ugh. These are tough. Male celebrity do I wish was my brother? It's also one of those things, like, you have these perceived perceptions of celebrities, like you perceive them in one way, but in reality they're not that way. So like, I think I would pick Benedict Cumberbatch, but like at the same, because like he's one of my favorite celebrities. Or you know what, Evan Peters, once again, one of my favorite actors. Both of them, they're just really, really good actors, and I think it'd be cool to know them, but I don't necessarily know that we would mesh, you know what I mean? But maybe that would work, because you don't always get along with your brother. So either of those, I guess. Number four, how old do you think you'll be when you get married? Well, I was 19 when I got married, so I know that. Do you know a hoarder? Yes, myself. Like, legitimate hoarder? No. I do not know, like, a legitimate, like, the TV show, whatever the TV show is. No, I don't know what someone like that. I think, though, personally, I'm a hoarder. In a sense, I don't get to that extreme. Basically, when it starts to get, like, to the point where I feel like I'm being overcrowded with the stuff that I keep, I just throw it all away. I don't go through it. I hoard papers and like notes that I used to pass with friends in high school. I have like assignments that I did when I was in high school, like complete assignments that I just keep because I'm like, oh, I'll need this someday, or oh, I'll give it to my little sister, or I'll give it to my kids. I just keep those things even though there's no realistic reason for having them. And I keep a lot of like keepsakes and letters and coloring books and things like that you literally don't need, but I feel like if I get rid of it, then I lose that memory. And there have been, when I moved out here to Arizona, my way of going through all of that stuff, because I obviously couldn't take all of it, as I just threw it away. And that's kind of sad, but that's what winds up happening. Because if I sit down to go through it, I will give myself a reason for keeping everything. And obviously that's not going to help. So I think I would kind of consider myself a hoarder. Can you do a split? No. Big surprise there. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? I honestly do not remember. What I do remember is I struggled learning how to ride a bike with only 2 wheels. I was really good at riding a tricycle, but who isn't? 6 or 7 maybe? Maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. Maybe it was like 10. I don't know. I honestly can't remember. How many oceans have you swam in? Well, technically 1. I've been in 2. I haven't swam in the Pacific Ocean, but I have been, like, I put my feet in it. Does that count? Because then 2. How many countries have you been to? The one I live in. I've never traveled outside of America. Is anyone in your family in the Army? Yes, I have relatives. Well, not currently. I have relatives who were in the Army. I don't think any of my relatives are still in the Army. I do have family in every branch of the military, including my husband. So there's that. What would you name your daughter if you had one? I really, really, really love the name Arabella. Me and my husband do not agree at all on names. I like really old-fashioned, like kind of complicated names, I guess, and he doesn't. He's not that way. But Arabella, I love the name Arabella. I'll try to fit that in somehow. What would you name your son if you had one? I have 2 names that I really want if I have sons. I really like the name Ezra, and I really like the name Rhett. And If I could name one of my sons either of those two names, I think I would be happy. I don't think I could choose between the two. Actually, I think I actually made that decision. I think I would choose Rhett first. That would be my decision. What's the worst grade you got on a test? Ooh, on a test? I don't know. I feel like maybe I've gotten a D on a test before. Maybe not. Maybe C would be the worst. I honestly, it's been so long since I've been in school, I can't remember. What was your favorite TV show when you were a child? CSI, and I know what you're thinking, like, no, they mean when you were little, but no, seriously, CSI was my favorite TV show when I was little. I can't really think of a cartoon that I loved the most. Maybe when I was like really, really little, I really liked Little Bear. I bet no one remembers that show unless you're my age or older. I don't even think I don't think that show's still on. Yeah, I doubt that show's still on. And then like, I watched lots of cartoons, but my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and so I remember growing up with her, we watched a lot of TV that, like, well, we didn't watch it physically, we played most of the time, but she would be watching TV in the background, and she watched things like ER and CSI and Criminal Minds and things like that, and I freaking loved them. I remember as a kid being obsessed with CSI. Like, that was what I wanted to do. That was my dream job. Clearly that didn't stick, but we're at number 15. What did you dress up as on Halloween when you were 8? Who are these questions for? Like, who remembers their Halloween when they were 8 years old? I can almost guarantee you I did not dress up when I was 8 years old. When we were little, my dad was really against Halloween and like dressing up and stuff, and there were a couple times where we would go to the library in town, and like they had like a little reading event, and we would dress up for those. And I remember I dressed up as, me and my older sister, we dressed up as Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen one year. And that I just drew a blank. That I remember one year dressing up as characters from Star Wars. I can't remember who was who. I just remember dressing up as people from Star Wars. I also remember one year dressing up as a gypsy. And those are the only years as a child. That's the only time I remember dressing up. There could have been more than that, probably weren't. We just didn't, you know, we just didn't really celebrate Halloween that much. It wasn't a big deal. I don't feel like I missed out on anything, because when I got older, when I was in middle school, and I had friends, you know, we used to dress up and go out. And then when I got in high school, my camera's overheating. When I got in high school, I helped my dad pass out candy, and so I would dress up for that or for school events. Number 16, have you read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? I've read all of Hunger Games, I've read all of Twilight, and I've read like half of one book from Harry Potter. Not a big reader. When I was younger, I was not a big reader or when those books all came out. And the Twilight series is really what got me into reading, surprisingly enough. I think it was a good book series. Everyone hates on it, and I don't get it. Like, it was a good book series. Maybe the movie sucked, but the books didn't. I tried to read Harry Potter before that, but I really wasn't into reading, and it was such a, like, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. For me, the Harry Potter books were really boring. I thought about going back and trying to read the books, but I just don't think I have the attention span, honestly. I just don't think I could do it. 17, would you rather have an American accent or a British accent? American. And here's why. British accents, yeah, there are like different British accents for different types, like, or not different types, different places, like, oh, from the South or whatever. I don't know how theirs are split up, but I'm from the South originally, and I really, really loved my Southern accent back when I had it. I feel like I definitely don't have it anymore. But I loved it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I wish I could get it back. Did your mother go to college? I know my mom attended technical college for a little bit, but she did not graduate from college. Are your grandparents still married? I have 3 sets of grandparents, and all 3 of them are currently still married. So I guess that kind of answers itself. My one set of grandparents originally divorced, and then both got remarried, and so yes, all of my grandparents were married at the time of their passing or are still currently married. Have you ever taken karate lessons? No, I have not. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Of course. Are there people that don't know who Kermit the Frog is? What's the first amusement park you've been to? What was the first amusement park I went to? The first amusement park I ever went to, I don't know, because I was really little. I can give you 2 answers, and I'm pretty sure it was either Wild Adventures in Valdosta, Georgia. Is that where that's at? I think that's where that's at. Or it was Six Flags in somewhere, Florida, Atlanta, I don't know. I think it was one of those 2. What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? Gaelic. I don't know. Gaelic. Why? It's probably such a terrible choice. Gaelic is the Irish language. Number 24, do you spell the color gray as G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y? I spell it both ways. Most of the time I will go for G-R-A-Y and then look at it and be like, that's not right, and then put an E. But honestly, I spell it both ways. I don't know which way you're supposed to spell it. Ugh. I've seen things that are like, what was it? There was something that like was supposed to perfectly explain the way to spell it. I forgot what it says, and I don't know if that's true, so. Is your father bald? No. Do you know any triplets? No. I don't think I know triplets, no. Do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? Titanic. Like, I love The Notebook. The Notebook is just a little too depressing for me. Like, I stopped watching, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but I feel like if you haven't seen The Notebook, then oh well. I stopped watching The Notebook, what is it? After he finishes telling their story completely, after Noah finishes telling his wife their story completely right before they both die. I stopped watching it then. I don't want to finish it. Have you ever had Indian food? I have. One time in my life, I'm pretty sure it was just one time, my dad had an Indian man who worked for him, and we went to him and his wife's wedding celebration, something like that, and there was Indian food there, and I tried it for the very first time. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? Ooh, I don't have one. I really don't. I'm not very picky when it comes to food. I don't really have a favorite restaurant. I mean, if I had to say what's my favorite one right now, currently, I would have to say, I think it's, they keep changing their name. It's either La Fiesta or Casa Fiesta, and it's not even in the place I live. I literally can't even go to it when I want to. It's back where my parents are currently living. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? Of course. That's stupid. No, not everyone's been. But yes, I've been to Olive Garden before. Like, do you belong to any warehouse stores? No. Me and my husband thought about getting like a Sam's Club membership, but we never did. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I don't know. That I should ask them that. I feel like I've asked. I feel like they've told me, but I don't know. If you have a nickname, what is it? I have two nicknames, I guess. Bree, everyone calls me Bree. And then my best friend from Georgia gave me the nickname B, like B-E-E, which is why I use it as a username. So I guess those are, but most people just call me Bree. Number 34. Who's your favorite person in the world? I don't have a favorite person in the world, but I mean, if I had to pick, I guess I would say my husband. That sounds bad. Would you I have to pick. Would you rather live in a rural area or the suburbs? I can't speak. I'm sorry, guys. Can it be like a combination of the two? Honestly, I think I would probably pick suburbs. I like being out in the country and being alone and having privacy, having a big yard. But I have such terrible anxiety that when I'm not surrounded with people, like, I don't want to necessarily see people, I don't want to interact with people, but just knowing that there are people nearby is a comfort to me, I guess. Can you whistle? Yes, but barely. I'm not good at it. Do you sleep with a nightlight? No, I don't currently. Number 38. Do you eat breakfast every morning? I don't. I hardly ever eat breakfast. And it's weird because at one point they're like, oh, that's really bad for you. But then I feel like I saw this article a while back, like a month or two ago, that's like, oh, it really doesn't matter. But no, I don't eat breakfast generally. I love breakfast foods. I do. And sometimes, like, if I get up early enough, I'll eat breakfast. But most of the time, I just don't. Do you take any pills or medication daily? Yes, I do. What medical conditions do you have? I have fibromyalgia is the main one. I have anxiety. And those are the only two diagnosed medical conditions that I have. I have other problems, but. How many times have you been to the hospital? Ooh, that's a big question because I'm kind of old, so I feel like I've been to the hospital a lot. Actually admitted to the hospital, I don't think I've ever been admitted to the hospital. Yeah, I've never been admitted to the hospital. I've had outpatient surgery once, and technically it wasn't even a surgery. They didn't cut me open or anything. They just had to, I broke my wrist and they had to reset it, and they had to put me under for that, so it was considered surgery. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Yeah, I've seen Finding Nemo. I heard Finding Dory came out this weekend. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna see that, to be honest. I wasn't a big fan of Finding Nemo. Where do you buy your jeans? The jeans I currently own are from Deb Shops. I haven't bought any jeans from anywhere in years. I'm going to buy new jeans the next few weeks, and I'm gonna get some from Forever 21. I like their jeans. I've tried their jeans on before. I just never bought any. What's the last compliment you got? Well, my husband called me beautiful this morning before he left. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Yes, and I feel like that's probably because I frequently don't have dreams, so when I do, I tend to remember them. 46, we're almost done. What flavor tea do you enjoy? I like good old sweet tea, just regular tea. I don't drink tea hot. When I do drink hot tea, Earl Grey. And also, I can't find it anywhere, but we used to have this tea that was just orange flavored, and I liked it too. But hot tea, Earl Grey, there you go. And for just regular, like, iced tea, I like sweet tea. So just regular iced tea is my favorite. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? I have 1 pair of tennis shoes. I guess technically 2 pairs of tennis shoes. I have 2 pairs of flip-flops. So that's 4. I have 1 pair of heels. I have a pair of boots. So that's 6. I have a pair of, like, flat sandals. So that's 7. So 7. I think I have 7 pairs of shoes. What religion will you raise your children to practice? I'm Christian, so my children will grow up in a Christian home. However, you know, that's on them. If they're going to continue with that religion, that is on them. I'm not going to force them into Christianity. That's completely their decision. But as children, you know, they'll attend church when I attend church. You know, if they ask me about it, I'll tell them what I believe. And then when they get to the right age, they'll make that decision on their own. Number 49, how old were you when you found out that Santa was real? I feel like this is probably a shocking answer. What age are most kids when they find out Santa is real? I think I knew for a while, but as a child, you don't really want to ever admit it to yourself. I think I'm gonna have to say I was 10 or 11 when I found out Santa was real. 10 or 11 sounds right. And last but not least, why do you have a Tumblr? I don't have a Tumblr. And I think that's weird because this is not even on a Tumblr. That's not true. I do have a Tumblr. I don't use it. I got a Tumblr because it seemed like the thing to do. Like, everyone was getting Tumblr pages, so I got a Tumblr, and then I got on it and I used it for like a month, and I was like, I don't like this. So I have a Tumblr. I don't ever use it. I don't even think there's anything on it, and I couldn't tell you what my login. Well, I couldn't physically log in because I don't remember what it is. That was like several years ago when I created a Tumblr. Anyway, so those are all the questions. Those are some random questions. I was in the mood to continue filming. I'd already filmed a video or two today. I just want to keep filming, so I figured I'd do a little Q&A. If you guys have any questions if you have any questions you'd like to see, I would love to film more like Q&A kind of videos, but I don't really have that many people that watch my videos, so I feel like it's hard to get questions, which is why I looked some up. But if you have any you want me to answer, you can leave them down below, and when I collect enough questions, I'll film a Q&A from that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos from me, then make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and go. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you all next week. Bye.